Hi, everybody. Okay, it's kind of time for me to just admit this. Okay, I got to turn on my lights because I can't see me. It's like late at night. I mean, early at night. So, okay, it's crazy. Okay, this is the crazy thing about me. There is something that all my life I have not wanted to admit it. I was like, when I started my journey in life, like I started in I had a hard life, like a really hard knock life. Like it's a hard knock life for us. Instead of treated, we get tricked. Instead of kisses, we get kicked. That way. So this is the hardest thing for me to say. That I was so hard, like as a person, like there's a lot that I didn't want to admit by myself. But the truth is 1:33 in the clock. I'm a geeky dork and stupid smart. Okay, if you understand, okay, let me put it what stupid smart actually means. And this is Baba Jolie in the back. I love her. But this is what stupid smart means. Like, depending on how I'm hanging around, like, I'll dumb myself down. But depending on how, like, who I'm hanging around. But you know what? The thing is, oh God. This is so hard for me to admit. All of my life, I've been attracted to geeky dorky people because I'm geeky dorky. I don't like to admit it, especially not to everybody. Especially not to like my black and gangster community. So they have no idea. But I am I'm a geeky dork. I'm saying this because it's not like I haven't studied. I study everything. It took me like it was so hard for me to admit. It was so hard it's so hard. Oh God, it's so hard for me to admit. It's very hard. It's so hard for me to admit. I don't know why it's hard for me to admit, but it's the it's the truth about me. Is I'm like a geeky dorky person. Like I love geeky dorky shit. Like when I was growing up, like I was again more into like Aristotle and Socrates and and Caesar and I was why did slavery happen? I and then how slavery ended. The truth of why the holy crap. The truth of why, like, a lot of things, like the crown circles. So the thing is that, like, I just didn't want to admit it to myself. So I literally finally realized why I had to go through all those life changes. 505 change. It's because I just didn't want to admit it to myself. I felt like to myself, high self, that the harder I was, the safer I was, which is kind of true. I was safe in my box of like tough hardness. It was just, I was safe in my box of tough hardness. And I have to finally admit it so I can get out of the tough hardness. So I can just be me uniquely. And you know what I found out like literally about me? That I'm a very unique person. Like as much research that I've done, like a lot of people half-ass research shit. I don't. I literally dig deep down in the dog dirty of it. Like when I have tarot, but I also have a book about how the occult began. That's me. Oh shit. It's so hard for me to try to stay this person. It's so hard for me to like, oh, if you knew, oh, if you knew who I was versus who I am now. It's so different that even I am just like, how do I come out of this? How do I get in? So this, I mean, it's not an epiphany. It's really just an admittance. So now, at this point in time, like everyone's gonna see this. Everyone I know, like I'm a geeky, dorky person that is like extremely intelligent and extremely empathic, extremely like just what I don't know, I assume, and what I assume 9 times out of 10 is right. And then what if I'm assuming something and I'm like, wait a minute, that's an assumption. So I try to do the research on that to get the actual answers. That's not an assumption anymore. So here we are. My dorky self, I didn't want to admit that I was. I watched everything about Shakespeare when I was a child. When I was a child, like Shakespeare became like a very prominent thing because, and this is what, honestly, Shakespeare became a very prominent thing because they started to make movies about Shakespeare's stories. Like, honestly, if you think about it, West Side Story, a movie that kind of is like Shakespeare based. Same thing. I'm a cellist. I'm a cellist. I learn things so easily that I get bored. Truth. A true Sagittarian is like that. I learn things so easily. Like, I learned 2 instruments in elementary school at the same time. At the exact same time. As I was learning one, I learned the other. So in the orchestra, my teacher didn't know what to do with me. She put me as a cellist and then a string bass player and wherever she wanted me. I didn't learn the violin, the viola, because I felt like I I just didn't. I felt like once you learn once, you learn the other, you learn the other. So the cello and the string bass were both bass clef instruments. So I learned that. Then I moved to the saxophone. I had to learn treble clef. It was the easiest thing I ever did. So now if I ever wanted to play the violin, the viola, I could do that. It's a matter of just like mind training. I learned how to play the drums from watching people do it. Holy crap. I don't even know. Watching. Like, I literally watched the drum line in my high school band play the drums. And I was fascinated. So, it's hard for me to find somebody that is at my level, but you know what? Where I found it was where I work. And where I work is I'm a computer refurbisher. Oh, shit. I refurbish computers. That's what I do, like 9 to 5. I can't be here all the time. What is going on with my freaking? Stop. See, it's just going off by itself. For why? For why? So, I'm a computer refurbisher. And what I love most about my job is that I do it for schools. It's not just like random. I do it for schools. You know, the computers that the little elementary kids get, that they take home, that they can play with. Yeah, that's me. Once they messed the computer up, I saw one that was just kind of like dead, like death. And then and the girls are the worst. The boys, they pretty much, they use it, but they don't mess it up. I don't know what it is. But the girls' computers are like, it has cheese in it. It's like damaged, smashed. Oh, the girls are the worst. But I love my job. even though my boss is getting frustrated because the last 2 weeks I've been very goal oriented on not my job, but anyway, here we go. But I'll be back next week. It's just that last 2 weeks I've been just not. But I'll be back again next week because I believe in what they do. My second job is data entry for medical. I think that I only work in places that I believe in. I don't want to go back to fast food and bullshit like that. Because guess what? I don't believe in fast food. Cook it yourself. I don't care how fat you get. Trust me, whatever you eat in fast food is going to be worse than the rest. So, but I will, look, I learned how to Forex trade off the reading on the internet. Okay. And then I learned how to Forex trade off of someone that is really highly intelligent and as dorky as me. And he's also dyslexic just like me. There are so many aspects of me that I just didn't know. And the reason I didn't know is because I was so busy trying to impress other people that I didn't know that this was me. I'm still a lesbian and masculine. But this is me. And all my faith, all my love, all my existence, and all my glory. And everybody spent so much time trying to shut this down. And I spent so much time agreeing with them that I just didn't know. Hi, world. I'm coming out. And you know what? It's going to take a really wonderful lady to be with me because, I kind of want somebody just that is as smart as me. That's why I've always been attracted to smart, dorky people. And trust me, we come in all shapes and sizes. And we can't just date anybody. That's the genius part of it. Is that we can't just date anybody. If you are super intelligent, you can't just date anybody because you'll outsmart them and realize that they're just you'll have to dumb yourself down and you'll have to be they're just stupid. It's not even stupid. It's just unlearn it. Not learn it. You don't understand that being dyslexic doesn't change the fact that you've learned everything in a way, in a matter, and in a fact that even the government hides stuff and you can see in between the crack. Oh God. So this is the end of that. It's been 20 minutes. I am a dork, a geeky person. It took me a long time to get here. This is growth in my soul. You have no idea. Where I came from and where I am now. I should put a before and after picture on this, but I'm not yet. I am a geeky dorky person. People take my issue was people thought I was stupid, and then when I did something smart, they thought I was manipulative. No, I just saw you coming from a mile away, and I'm just not stupid. I don't know. Bye.